Today our winter will have such a very side of topic to talk about because we have the Miss Grand Michigan 2025 Victoria in the house, and I do explore her profile, social media to get to know more about her. She's such an incredible woman who has been doing a lot of things that are amazing. Let's get to know more about her, who she really is, and of course her pageantry journey.
All right. Okay. Okay, Victoria, we're gonna start off an interview.
I'm excited.
She excited. I'm excited too.
She's
Yeah,
you did great.
you
You
look
did beautiful today.
I love your dress.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. We will start off to interview you, get to know more about you in your personal life a little bit before we moving on to pageantry questions. Okay. So let's rock it. All right. Can you please introduce yourself and what do you do now?
Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria Ng. I'm honored and thrilled to be your Miss Grand Michigan 2025. I am a senior software engineer working in healthcare analytics, and I also run a nonprofit called Chicago Asian Women Empowerment. I started from the ground up with nothing over 5 years ago. And I'm so honored to be a part of this interview because I want to share more about my business ideas, about why I'm doing Miss Grand, and about the fun things that I like to do.
Okay, that sounds great. Yes. You know, it's just related to our introduction about yourself because I've seen you done so many things.
Thank you.
And it's amazing. I had no idea why do you have a lot of energy to do this all thing, but it's just, it's amazing and it's such a good role model for other people.
Thank you.
You earned bachelor degree in international studies and public relations. Then your master degree is science in leadership and policy study. Mm-hmm. So are these two degrees related? Can you identify about this?
Yeah, I've always wanted to start my own nonprofit. The one that I started was because I had the experience going into my master's program in leadership and policy studies. But prior to that, in international studies, what I learned is a little bit of policy. And I was actually very interested in education policy in particular, because I believe that education is the root for growth for any community. And I know that charter schools in our country definitely was on the rise at that time. And so I was particularly interested in how education policy can shape our education landscape.
Okay. So, well, because your master degree is in science, in leadership and policy study. So these two degrees that you have, it in the same major, right? I mean, it's similar to each other or no?
Oh, yes, they're hand in hand. So it was really about how to work with government offices, but as well as how to work with organizations that want to implement both leadership changes as well as to push forward policies that will improve communities.
Well, but now you are software engineer. So I'm a little bit curious, how could you turn this around to become software engineer?
Yeah, I actually had a very interesting journey, if you will, to software engineering. I actually initially, when I was deciding on my major, I wanted to go into software engineering, but I was told no, that my math wasn't good enough. I probably wouldn't be able to get good grades in it. And I took that to heart. I really believed that I couldn't do it. And so I ended up working in nonprofits And then eventually through pageantry and through just figuring things out along the way, I realized that I have what it takes to be a software engineer. And so I took the next step of going into tech, not as a software engineer, but as a data analyst. And then eventually I quit my job, did a data science boot camp. And 5 years after that, now more than 5 years after that, I'm a senior software engineer. So it's kind of like going full circle.
Wow. She's so smart.
I mean, it's just amazing how she did that. Because I don't think it's easy, right? Like to follow what your heart tell you. Like, I really want to be software engineering, and then you have to start something new to change your career path.
Yeah.
Have you faced, I mean, do you have experience with obstacle during that time to become software engineer?
Yeah, actually, I was really proud of myself because out of all of the people in my data science boot camp, I was the first. Even before we finished the boot camp, I secured a job as a data scientist, and I was really, really proud of myself. But then I was let go from that job, and it took me a very long time to realize that it wasn't me. It was an environment that just didn't work out for me. It was actually quite toxic. And when I found my next job, when I became a software engineer rather than a data scientist, I realized that there's so much more out there. And yes, I do oftentimes find myself in spaces where I am the only person of color, the only woman, the youngest, and that currently applies to my team right now. So it can be a struggle sometimes when I'm trying to assert myself, and especially unlearning the cultural aspects of communication and expressing myself, because as an Asian woman, I think a lot of times I grew up thinking that I had to be more polite or I had to be more humble. And in the workplace, and especially workplaces where I'm finding myself now, where I'm, again, the only minority woman, youngest, is I need to speak up more. I need to find that courage to be my own advocate in all of those spaces again and again. And it's a struggle, but I'm enjoying stretching myself that way, because I know that after so many years, now I know that I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, she's young and just fully woman.
Yes, she is. So this is my just question about you said you started off with the data analyze and then you turned into software engineering. What the difference between these two types?
Yeah. So data analysis a lot of times is looking at raw data, trying to process it to make it make sense, if you will. Like a lot of times, for example, like if you're looking at data from live streams, and it's just going to be a lot of gibberish. But how do you find the trends that make sense that you could communicate to leadership? That's data analytics. Whereas in software engineering, I'm building the tools to be able to do that work. So if, for example, if it's a website where someone could like pick and choose how to visualize the data that they're looking at, I build that software.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. and you enjoy it, right? You enjoy it so much.
Yeah, I am truly a builder at heart. I love just even though I'm all dolled up right now, just an hour and a half ago, I was on a almost 3-hour call where my coworkers and I were just hacking away at trying to solve this problem. And I had my computer glasses on, no makeup, but I just love, just being with my code and trying to figure things out. And when I see people that it works after so many tries of it failing, such a good feeling.
Thank you for sharing, Victoria. Yeah, well, let's move on to the next questions, Yumi.
Yeah, so you talk about your work, And what are your responsibility at work?
Yeah, I build the back-end software for healthcare analytics. So basically what that means is when you go to the emergency department and you know how it usually takes a long time to see a doctor, right? You'll go through one waiting room, then maybe you'll see a nurse, and then you'll get some tests done, right? So all of those things in between are tracked in a system, and my team rather builds the software that will intake all of that live data, which is a lot of data because it's every single moment with every patient. And then the software will then analyze it and put it onto this website that will allow emergency department leadership to figure out how to better staff and how to better fund their emergency department. So I build the back end side. So your front end is like what you visually see on the website, right? And then the back end is a lot of infrastructure. So how do we get this large amounts of data that keeps coming? How do we ingest all of that? How do we make it in a way that's accessible to the consumers, being both the emergency department leadership as well as the consultants that we work for?
That's a lot of work.
It's fun, but yeah, sometimes it could be a lot of work. Like I'll probably be working right after this, going back to try to solve that problem.
Oh, wow. That's
I
amazing.
feel like she loved her job.
Yes, I could
Yeah.
tell. I could tell her eyes tell us all like you love what are you doing right now.
I
All right. Now you are on progress working toward your own tech venture. What is tech venture and what's inspired you into these missions?
Yeah. So if you think about the people that you love and imagining that there wasn't a chance to hear their story anymore, that you never get to know, what was your parents' first date like, or what was your grandparents' story like building their business or starting their career. I want to build an app where we can build a community of people who want to reach out to their family, record their stories, and have them shared with everyone else. And I think that this is one of the best ways for people to connect, especially during these very divisive times. What I keep seeing time and time again is that when people have deep conversations about like the things that we have in common rather than things that keep us separate, it really brings us together. And I'm hoping that this app would build a really meaningful community and also help people reconnect with their heritage and their family.
That's good though. So is it because right now we have Facebook, Instagram, but this kind of social media platform is about like we post whatever we want to post, maybe we travel our memory, but the thing that you're working on, I feel like it's gonna be different level from Facebook. Is that right?
Yes, I'm trying to. I want people, instead of to not just express outward, but also listen more. I think, so recently I've actually had a few people, not family members, but people who I was close with who passed. And I was just trying to remember like them and realizing that I barely took any pictures with them, let alone actually heard their stories. And so being able to just listen or watch a recording of them on my phone when I'm thinking about them, and then also to share that with other people so that other people could also see how amazing this person was, how special they were to me. That's something that I think is so deep and meaningful that I hope that everyone can share.
Okay. That's amazing.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait. I mean,
Yeah. Right?
Thank you.
Yeah. This question is a little bit long. Sorry.
I'm ready.
I think Victoria can answer any questions. I'm telling.
Okay. All right. You are a founder of She Asian Empowerment, which represents women empowerment. Why do you choose to advocate in this platform? And how it shaped you who you are today?
It actually kind of fell into my lap. So what happened was I was the title holder of a pageant called Miss Chicago Chinatown. And when it was time for them to have the pageant again, I was like, I can help. Let me, find the girls. Let me direct this pageant. And they said, absolutely. And I ended up not following through, but I had already recruited the contestants and they were like, Victoria, what's going on? Are we still going to have this? And that's when I was like, maybe I think I should put one together. So within 2 months, I found the venue, I got sponsors, I sold tickets, and we had our first ever Miss Chinese Chicago. And it was only 6 contestants, very small, but what that taught me is if I think that I could do something and I'm just like heads down, just going to try to get it done, that I can. But what that also taught me is that the women who wanted to participate in this, despite the organization saying no, they didn't just walk away. They were like, how can we make this happen? And they were even wanting to pitch in too, being like, okay, how can we promote this? How can we help set up the space for the pageant itself? And that meant to me that this was a community. It was no longer just me doing one thing. It was a community of Asian American women who really wanted to just support each other and do good for the community. And so from there, I ended up expanding to also do an annual fashion show called Asian Fashion Show Chicago. And then doing a woman empowerment series where the women of our organization will talk to the public about something that they're passionate about. And it ranges from orchestra conducting to stretching in your office space to I can't even remember all of the topics off the top of my head, but there were so many. And what that's told me was that there's not just one way of woman empowerment, and that everyone's voice contributing to this group is what real woman empowerment can look like in my community.
This is amazing. Oh, wow. And you've been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah,
right?
so technically we started in 2018, but then I took the pandemic happened, so I don't count those years. But yeah, and now 2025, we are in a reconstruction mode. Basically. And it comes from what I realized is women empowerment looks different now than it did when I first started the organization. Back then, the economy was so much better. So the women who participated, they all had jobs or they were going to college. Finances were okay. And they really just wanted to give back to the community and meet friends. Now, with the pandemic, the job market being terrible, and the people ending up having to pay exorbitant amount of money for college, women empowerment is looking very different now. And I want to make sure that our organization's mission is aligned with the woman we want to serve, rather than just continuing whatever we used to do just because. So right now we're in a full reconstruction phase. And so if you follow up with me in a year, then our organization will probably look quite different.
Can't wait to see it. And I like that you go along with the situation that have changed. Back then 5 years ago, and now the situation has changed. And then I'm gonna reconstruction my she Asian empowerment organization. So which is good. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. But what's the message that you want to tell women who's maybe struggle with her confidence, her appearance, and her negative thought toward herself that she is not enough?
And through my organization, I have worked with so many women across the full gambit. I've worked with women who have been empowered since they were a young girl, and so they've always told themselves, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I could do it. And I've also worked with women who have been disempowered their whole lives, who have been told that you can't do things. I personally I used to sit somewhere closer to the middle, but maybe closer to the disempowerment, as I mentioned with being told that I couldn't be a software engineer.
Right.
But what I want to tell young women, first and foremost, I'm obviously biased. Pageantry was one of the most beautiful mechanisms for me to make friends and to grow my confidence. So I'd say do a pageant. But aside from that, I would tell young women that tap inward. Do a lot of journaling and think about what are you truly interested in? What do you find passion and joy in? And from there, look outward. And I think one of the ways that you build confidence is by reaching outward, by reaching out to a community that you want to get involved with, or by reaching out to an organization that you want to serve. And in doing so, in giving back, you find strength within yourself to say, I've done something good with myself. Like I've applied myself in a very meaningful way. I can do even more than that. And I've noticed that with the women that I worked with when they were like, I don't know like what I want to do with my life, the college students in particular. And I'll tell them, think about what you truly enjoy doing. And they're like, well, it's only this or only that. And I'm like, don't discount anything that you enjoy and that you put a lot of time into, because one day that thing maybe become your life's mission, and you'll never know until you explore it. And so find that inner strength by looking inward and then reaching outward.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's true.
Yes, and I like that your recommendation to them is like you have to spend time to yourself by doing journal. That helps a lot. And to understand yourself, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's good. All right. Your favorite book is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I'm a fan of Mel Robbins as well.
Yes.
I haven't read that one yet, but yes, I am a fan of her. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Who would you like to recommend to read this book and why?
Ooh, well, other than everyone, if I had to narrow it down, it would be all of the people pleasers. And I will be the first to admit I used to be one. And I guess I'm a recovering people pleaser. And what I mean by that is people pleasing is oftentimes a mechanism or a way to kind of cover or make up for the things that you felt like you were lacking in your childhood. And for me, a lot of it was being an only child and then growing up mostly with my cousins rather than with my parents. I oftentimes felt like I had to constantly prove my worth in order to exist even. And so people pleasing was one of the ways that it was a survival mechanism for me. But what Mel Robbins' book tells us is that you can allow people to have their own opinions of you and still have your solid opinion about yourself and invest in yourself. So let them have their opinions about you and let me be the best version of myself, regardless of what they think or say. And it sounds so simple, and I know it sounds easy to say, but if you read the book, she goes through so many examples of how that applies in life. And what I love about Mel Robbins in particular is that she's so vulnerable. She's so open to people. She will share stories that most people won't be willing to share because they're like, it's either too embarrassing or people will think differently of me. But she's willing to share that in order to help people realize that a lot of what they feel is normal, and that a lot of what other people think about you doesn't matter in the long term. And that's something that I would love all the people pleasers, recovering people pleasers like myself, to read.
Okay. So is it like, can I say, like this book could build up your confidence, love yourself the way who you are, and just blocking all the noise surround you and just focusing on yourself? Is that
Yes.
thing about the book?
Absolutely.
I don't need to read it, so now I know that is the conclusion. I will check it out.
Okay, and her podcast too. Her podcast is a gem.
Yes. That's so true. I love her. She's such an empowered woman. Like,
Yes.
She really is. Okay, so now we're gonna moving on to pageantry questions. You have been in the pageantry for so many years. If I'm not wrong, you started in 2011, right?
Yes.
Your first to enter to pageantry. We would like to know, how do you start this journey, and do you have any memorable story to tell us?
Oh, so many.
So many.
So many.
Pick the one.
Pick
Just
one. Okay. So the first part of the question, so how I started, I was volunteering in Chicago's Chinatown with the Chicago Chinatown Chamber of Commerce. I was one of their events volunteers. So every time they have events, I just show up, bring my friends, and we'd help out. I did not know that at this gala there was going to be a pageant. So when I walked into the gala and I looked on the stage and I'm like, oh my God, there's women on stage like in swimsuits and they look so confident. And then after that, I told myself, I want to be just like them. I want to be that confident in myself, be on that stage, be able to speak my mind. And so then the following year that they had the pageant, I signed up. And then I got the pageant bug, as we all do. And then from there, that's where the story goes. And my most memorable, oh, that is so tough. But I think, okay, I'll just say the one that comes top of mind. So I, in the third time that I competed in that particular pageant with the Chinatown Chamber of Commerce pageant, it was called the Miss Friendship Ambassador pageant at the time. I had a buddy, if you will, so a pageant buddy, and we were paired. So basically, we were paired to like come on stage at the same time, and we would come on different ends of the stage. I was getting so nervous because I was telling myself, oh, this is the third time you're doing it. Like, all eyes are you now. I want to make sure I like get a good placement this time. And so, but then when I looked at her across the way and she smiled at me and I smiled back, I felt like this whole weight off my shoulders just came off. And it reminded me just how much like I made friends and that sisterhood is so much more important. And I didn't win. She won, actually. She won that year. Oh, actually, sorry, that was my second year? I get lost of which year it was, but she won that year, and I was so incredibly happy for her. And it was just like reflecting on that moment when I just saw her on the other end of the stage. I was like, this is what it's really about.
Yeah. Yeah, that moment.
That moment.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful moment though. Because I don't think it's easy at all for whoever standing on the stage. It's not easy. People who watching pageantry, maybe because we're not up there, and we're like, oh, why does she walk like that? Why did she not smile? Why did she not do this and that? But actually, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's need so many discipline, and you have to have your great mental health to support yourself and keep pushing forward to finish your missions.
Absolutely.
So that's why we did a recap. So we understand that, when the people on the stage, it's not easy. It's,
We kind of have to put ourselves in their shoes, how they feel. You should go on the stage sometime.
I appreciate you two for being so understanding and empathetic and giving us this platform.
It's okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay. What was the most challenging moment leading up to bringing crown as a Miss Grand Michigan?
Ooh, the most challenging moment. So I think in my whole pageant journey, the most challenging moment has been not when I lost, but when I felt like I didn't bring my authentic self to the pageant. And I feel like with Miss Grand USA, what I really want to accomplish is not just stretching myself, especially in terms of business and social media, but also bringing my most authentic self to every circumstance. And how I mentioned that I'm a recovering people pleaser is sometimes I'll think too much about what are they looking for from me rather than thinking inward, which was the advice that I gave earlier, is thinking inward about who am I really and how can I bring my real self to every scenario. So that's that's the mindset that I'm taking into Miss Grand USA this year as Miss Grand Michigan.
Okay. You were mentioned about you used to, because you have participated in so many pageantry, and you mentioned that there was a time that you're not be authentic, like to yourself, to show the judge and people. Can you tell us more about that story? Like, how was it? Why you didn't be yourself at that time? What you thought about that at that time?
Yeah, I think it was because I had done that. I had competed in that particular pageant a few times already. So by that time, I was really stressed, and every time I kept thinking, I'm always the type of person that is like, how can I improve? And in many ways, that's a good thing because I know that there's always room for improvement. But at the same time, when I analyze too much, and especially when it's something that's just so subjective, like pageantry, then I may end up changing who I am to try to fit what I believe they're looking for. And that's what I did. And what I realized is, it was actually funny. A quick story, but when we were having rehearsals, one of the directors looked at me and she's like, "Why are you walking like that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "You didn't walk like that last year. Like, you walked fine. Why are you walking like that now?" And that was just the most literal reminder that, hey, I was already doing something good. I was placing in top 5 previously. I just needed to, maybe I just needed my time, my moment.
Yes.
And they say that a lot in pageantry too, is that so much of it is just about fate or God's will. And if when it's your time, it's yours. And if it's not, it's not. And so coming to terms with that, being okay with letting go of the outcome and focusing more on who I wanted to bring to every aspect of it, that was what I had to learn over the years. And I can't say it was a consistent journey either. Like, there'd be certain pageants where I felt completely comfortable being myself, and then other pageants where I felt like I had to fit a certain mold or act a certain way. And I think when I won Miss Chicago Chinatown 2016, that was when I was my most authentic self. And I think it was because I was surrounded by people who really supported me and believed in me. And in that pageant in particular, I felt like the system aligned, like its judging criteria, what they were looking for, was most aligned with who I am as a person. And I'm feeling that same kind of alignment with Miss Grand USA.
I got you. So I would like to know, how could you become Miss Grand Chicago? You must be yourself for sure to show for the judge. But I want to know, what do you think that makes the judge choose you as their representative of the Michigan, sorry. Michigan.
Miss Grand Michigan.
Miss Grand
Yeah.
Michigan. Okay.
Okay.
So Miss Grand Michigan is actually an at-large title. So I applied directly with the Miss Grand USA system, and they appointed the title to me. But for Miss Chicago Chinatown, when I won that, I think what they were really looking for is someone who could be so present in the moment and enjoy the stage. And I was truly feeling that because I was the most prepared that I ever was. I had all of my supporters in the room who were cheering me on like crazy. And I felt really just comfortable with the system. I felt like the organizers truly put our interests first, and what they were looking for was someone who was going to continue giving back to the community. And even though that was all the way back in 2016, up until this day, I'm still known as Miss Chicago Chinatown. And how I take that into my work as Miss Grand Michigan, going into Miss Grand USA, is the 4 B's. It's always been, for the Miss Grand International system, it's always been the 4 B's. And I feel like, as someone who's a builder, an engineer, I always want a particular target and the 4 B's make a very clear target for me.
Okay. Yeah. And you have it all. You have them all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. In your opinion, what makes Miss Grand different from the other platform?
Clear directives, the 4 Bs for sure. And on top of that, it's the grandness. I know I'm using the same word, but it truly is a grand production. And I feel like it's about expressing yourself so freely on that stage in the glamorous way possible. And that's what I truly enjoy about the Miss Grand system overall. And in particular for Miss Grand USA, during the interview, what I learned from our directors is that they're mostly looking for a title holder who's going to work on the business and expand it. And that means promoting our sponsors. That means maybe even building out a whole new line of business. And that's something that I want to do.
Yeah, I think I don't see Victoria has any problems about this at all. And she's experienced and she has a lot of factor that could lead her moving forward. I don't know, maybe become Miss Grand USA this year. I don't know, but
Yeah, right?
you are a software engineering, right? How do you balance tech, advocacy, and pageantry?
Ooh. Balancing all the three has definitely, I will admit it sometimes is a struggle because going to the gym is already an hour in the morning, and then having mentorship sessions with women takes up a few hours as well. But what I always try to do is to allocate time in between each of those things to journal and to breathe. And I think it sounds so simple, but even just taking a moment for myself is like very relaxing and rejuvenating so that I could, and this is something that I've always told myself too. If I ever get to the point, which I have before, and I will admit, if I ever get to the point again of being so overworked that I cannot bring my best self to when I meet up with people for like mentorship, for example, then that's my sign. That's my threshold for when I need to take a step back and taking a few more breaks maybe, or reducing the amount of sessions that I have so that I could then refill my own cup so that I could fill other people's cups.
She managed it so well. to balance all this thing out. That's awesome, Victoria.
Thank you.
What caused you the most to passionate about using your title into spotlight?
Ooh.
Are these questions too much? Is it
No,
good?
I love them.
Because Victoria would go, oh. I was like, okay, all right.
You know,
good.
because we know that you have a lot of experiences about these things, so maybe it's just easy for you to answer.
I appreciate that. Thank you. The first thing that comes to mind, and it's something so simple, but I love doing kids face painting. And so being able to have a title to go to an event and just do kids face painting and seeing the kids being like, are you a princess?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am, and you can be one too. And they're like, what, really? And then I paint their face or I paint their arm, and they're like screaming. They're like, oh my God. Like, as I'm trying to like paint them, they're like moving out of the way. It's one of the most adorable and rewarding things that I can do as a title holder. Aside from that, the main thing is empowering minority women. As someone who is an advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion, I really want to make that the forefront of my advocacy. And I know that the Miss Grant system can help me do that, can give me that platform to do that, because the Stop War and Violence platform is front and center. And as someone who has run a nonprofit where we've hosted conversations during the Stop Asian Hate movement, I've heard enough things that for me it's more than time that we address a lot of this racial divide in our country, and I want to be at the forefront of doing that as a title holder. Give it more visibility.
That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
She would take, I think you take all the opportunities that you have to do it the best as much as you can to help community, to express who you are, and it should be the way that you could help people in your way, because you empower. That's how I feel about her, like for the whole interview today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for empowering me, giving me this platform.
No problem. All right. So we know, like, in order to become Miss Grand USA, you must have 4 B's, brain, body, beauty, and business. Which one is your strength and why?
Brains.
There you go. All right.
I had to use my brains to get my master's degree, to become a software engineer, to start my nonprofit from absolutely nothing 5 years ago. And I will use my brains as the next Miss Grand USA to expand the business, which is one of the other 4 B's, and to expand my platform and my mission.
That's good. Yeah. Love it.
All right, less than 3 weeks from now, the competition in Vegas. So how have you been preparing yourself?
I have been very diligently posting on social media. So I know that the Miss Grand USA system and the Grand system as a whole, it focuses on empowering small businesses and in turn empowering the pageant women who participate. And so what that means, it's a symbiotic relationship with our sponsors. And what I always try to do is do my homework about what the sponsor's branding is, and then make sure to promote them in a way that both honors their branding, but then also gives my own personal touch. So that's one of the main ways. And the other way is I'm still putting together my wardrobe, but it's actually all my wardrobe is set. I just need to make a few more alterations on my wardrobe. And last is walking. I have to completely change up my walking style, which I love. I've always wanted to do the grand system of walking. So now it's going from the universe system to the grand system, meaning that I'm going to have more turns. I'm going to have a sassier expression. And I'm so excited for people to see that side of me, because I don't think many people can imagine it. I mean, they're starting to get a taste of it from my social media right now, but I really want them to be like, oh my God, that's Victoria, when they see me on the stage.
Is that you, Victoria?
I know, is that me?
I want to see her.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, if you can, like, if people will be like, Victoria, is that you? You changed the way you are. Can't wait, Victoria. And this year, we have about 30 contestants from 30 states in the US. It's bigger than last year. So I think you will have a great time there with all the Miss Grand representative, all of the state, and you have good memory with your sisterhood. You build up your relationship with them, which is good.
Yeah, because we were there last year. All the girls there was very nice and it's friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially this year, they held it in Las Vegas. It's just
this will be so fun.
I mean, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be fancy.
Yeah.
We wish we could be there, but we can't. I know we want to be there so badly this year, but because of our jobs, so we can't go. But anyway, we will follow the competition.
We will do a recap.
We'll do a recap.
Yeah. I'll watch.
So by that time you're gonna be on the stage, and then we will talk about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have our girls on the list who, like, we have been interviewing, and yes, we cheer on. I mean, we cheer on all of you, but the girls that we have been interviewing will have the special space in our heart.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It seems like we bias, right? No. Not like that. All right, let's do something fun.
Okay.
All right. We have, like, questions that you have to choose which one is you. All right,
Okay.
let's start off. Heel or sneakers?
Heels.
What? See? I thought you were gonna say sneakers.
Why?
Really? Oh, I'm already shocking you.
She has a lot of experience.
Heel. Oh, that's right. That's right. She's been in the pageantry for so many years. That makes sense. Heels.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Next one, Jimmy.
Favorite beauty product.
Ooh. Oh wait, I can't. That's so hard to trust. Eyeliner.
Eyeliner. Okay.
But I can make specifically.
Hmm.
They have a
Handmade?
very it's called Can Make, CAN make MAKE, and they have this extra thin eyeliner in brown and black, and it's perfect for my eyes. Yeah, I highly recommend.
We'll check it out.
Okay,
because we're
yeah.
Asian.
We
So
should do that. Yeah. So last time we talked with Christine, and she's recommend the dry shampoo.
Yeah,
So-
she recommend that.
Oh,
Okay, really good at this. All right, next
Yeah.
one: coffee or tea?
Can I say neither? I don't drink either.
Oh, really?
No, I don't.
Never?
Never.
Oh.
Ooh.
I never heard that.
You know what? But I know what she drinks. She drank green drinks. Am I right?
Yes.
You drink it
Oh,
right.
yes. I drink homemade green juice.
Yes. Can you tell us about the green juice? Like what ingredients in there?
Yes, so there's all different types of lettuce. I did not realize until recently there's different types of lettuce. And there is celery, there's carrots, and there's spinach, and there's apple, and there's orange.
Nice. You know what? Who's that? Emily, right? Emily?
Not Emily. That's
Emily?
Kay.
Kay too.
Oh, Emily and Kay.
Okay, Emily
Yeah.
and Kay, Miss Grand West Coast.
And
Kay and Miss Grand
Tennessee.
Emily, they also doing green juice. You guys can team up. You know, we'll
Yeah,
team
we
green
need
juice.
to share recipes.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, Michigan winter or Michigan summer?
Winter. Upper Peninsula of Michigan, gorgeous.
Winter.
When there's nobody around, when the waterfalls are frozen, when the trees are bare, it's beautiful.
Oh, so you wouldn't mind with the coldness during the winter?
No, because I love to I love bundling myself up, and I made myself this special scarf, which on one side has what is it called? It's usually for blankets. But it's like a type of blanket material on one side, and then the other side I crocheted it, and so it's extra thick. And then I wrap that 3 times around my head, so you can only see my eyes. And then I wear like double coats, but so inside I'm warm, and then everywhere else is cold. It's so nice.
If we go to Chicago or Michigan, if we go to Michigan in winter, we walk past by someone who wrapping around only the eye. That's Victoria. Okay. All right. One word that your friends would use to describe you.
Loyal.
Loyal.
Mhm. Loyal.
Nice. Okay. Next one, Yimi.
Okay. The last one. Crowns or sash.
Crown or sash.
Crown.
Hey, why?
Crown
Why
is
why crown?
beautiful accessory. It just makes the whole picture. When I wear a crown in a picture, I'm like, it's done.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you choose? Crown or sash? If you can choose one.
Crown.
You like crown? Crown.
I need something
Me too.
like accessory.
Me too.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm gonna say this word and I want you to answer it. All right?
Okay.
Confident is
Inner beauty.
inner beauty. I love it. Yes. Yes, it's so true, right? Because because you also has experience with the beauty yourself, like inner beauty and outer, right? So because we all look beautiful the way we are, it's very important to have it from inner, not outer. Like if you think you're beautiful, you're beautiful. That's it.
Yep. And
I don't
everything.
take other people's opinion. I am beautiful. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. So I saw you a lot of video clips that, yeah, you're confident. Yeah, you look confident.
She is. And that is make, I think that's very playing important part. Whenever you confident, you're beauty. Like you're pretty the way you are. And she is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay, Victoria.
What is it?
What is it? Okay. What is it? Okay, Victoria, we have a special questions from the judge.
No, from us.
Us. Okay. So please pick one color that you like and there's a question in there. We only have 30 seconds for you to answer.
Okay.
Kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No.
Look at her face like,
I'm like, I'm ready.
All right. Which one color?
Please.
Green. All right. Here you go.
green.
And this is your question, Victoria.
The question is, what job would you do if you wasn't paid, and why?
I would run my nonprofit full time. I love the woman that I empower. I love being able to see my ideas come to life and being the one to produce that. So that's what I would do.
That's good. See? And she's been doing this and she got this question. What does it mean? She's going to win.
Yeah, that's her thing. So she got the right answer.
Okay, Victoria, thank you so much for
Thank
spending
you.
time with us. We'd like you to say something to your team or family and friends who always support you.
Thank you all so much for seeing me through the ups and downs of my pageant journey all these years, for supporting me and doing whatever I want to do, whether that be quitting my job to be a software engineer or starting my nonprofit from nothing. And I know that it can be a struggle to see me struggle, but I know now, after all these years, I know that I have it within me that no matter the outcome, I'm a winner. That I've taken away so much and I've grown so much that there's nothing that any outcome can change. Other than myself, I know that I have the inner strength to shine.
Yeah. All right. And for anyone who wants to follow you on social media or any platform, please tell us where anyone can connect with you.
Victoria Mercedes Ng on Instagram. That's the easiest way. And then I also have a TikTok, Victoriously Queen.
Victoriously Queen.
So Instagram and
Victoria M.A. All right. Thank you so much, Victoria, for spending time with us this evening. And I hope you had a great time.
I did. And again, I know I said it so many times, but I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for giving us this platform so that people can learn more about us outside of the 3-minute interview and outside of our social media.
Yes, for sure. And good luck. Good luck for the competition.
do your best.
Yes, have
Confidence.
fun. Have fun.
Confidence.
Have fun.
I'm confident.
Well, I mean, because she had experience, and then I think Victoria knows, like she have to show the judge who she really is, authentically, and who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? She might be the next Miss Grand USA this year. But good luck, Victoria, and we'll keep in touch with you, and hopefully, I don't know, in the future, if we could have interview again next time.
I would love that.
All right. All right. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.